Coming up on The Chase, the IU softball team got off to a historic start in Boca Raton. Let's get going. Hello, I'm Auston Matricardi. It's been a busy week in IU athletics. Let's cut to the chase and look at this week's headlines. Over the weekend, I was able to sit down and chat with former IU baseball player Auston Cangelosi about his time as a Hoosier, this year's team, and life after baseball.
It's just weird the things you reflect on as you get older. It's more so stuff off the field, like you miss the guys, you miss the bus rides, you miss the per diem that you got all the time. You knew he was going to be in the big leagues, but I think he shot up in less than a year and a half and won a World Series a year later. And it's just, you feel so happy for those guys because the dudes you see on TV, that's how they are in real life. They're genuinely good people, unbelievable teammates. They paved my career as a baseball player, helped me, shaped me out. But those guys, I couldn't be happy for them. I had a wide range of jobs. So my first job out of college was I was a Division I baseball coach at the Citadel. Kind of realized it really wasn't for me. I hate to say it, I kind of got baseballed out a little bit. It's just like when you're playing. If you're not fully invested in it and you don't enjoy going to the park, you got to hang it up. But now I'm actually in EMT school. I graduated in April trying to become a firefighter. My grandfather was a chief in Chicago. Because the thing I miss, I would say it was really about baseball. The thing I miss most about baseball was chasing after something bigger than yourself when you leave. They're young, they're energetic, they're hungry. Coach Mercer comes from a Wright State program that I respected growing up, and he runs a smooth practice, and these dudes look ready to play. Man, I was blown away at my first practice. I only seen one. I think this is the year we really get over the hump. We've always had the pieces. We've always been in the regional. We've always been knocking on the door. But I think this is the year we become an Omaha team. We get in super regional. We've always been that caliber. Like every year when we were here, if you made it to a regional, it was type of a bust. That's not. We want to go to super regional. We want to go to the College World Series, and that's the type of reputation we have. And I think this is the year we really get over the hump.
The Indiana softball team started the season on a perfect note, winning 5 games in 3 days, including an upset of number 6 Georgia. Leading by just 1 run in the 7th, Grayson Radcliffe hit a 2-run homer, scoring Taylor Lambert. Those 2 runs would be the difference in a 6-4 game. After the game, the undefeated Hoosiers took the beach in full uniform to celebrate. The weekend's performance was good enough to earn Indiana a top 25 ranking in the USA Today coaches poll at number 24. IU's win over Michigan State, which once looked like it could be the turning point of the season for the Hoosiers, may have turned into a dead cat bounce. On Sunday, Indiana got back on the losing side of things when they hosted the Ohio State Buckeyes at Assembly Hall. The 55-52 loss seemingly kicked the Hoosiers off the NCAA tournament bubble and has given IU fans plenty of reason for pessimism as they prepare to head down the home stretch of their season. Our Michael Dugan joins us now. Michael, at what feels like a low point in a season that's been filled with them, is there a chance that the Hoosiers can turn this around?
I'll give you 2 takes here. One is an optimistic one and one is a realistic one. The optimistic one is that you can point to that Michigan State game and say, look, even without Juwan Morgan, this team that has been so mentally weak for, at that point, it was a little over a month, I think, is when they really started to get criticized for that, lose their senior leader on the road against a top 10 team in the country that was seeking vengeance coming off of a loss. And whenever Michigan State punched, Indiana punched right back. They hung in that game. They won in overtime, which I think is probably one of the most underrated parts of that win. It's not that they fought, but it's that they went into overtime the way that they did and came out victorious. So I think if you look at that and you really want to be positive, you can say, yeah, there's a chance. If they can do that, they can do anything. And there's certainly a case to be made there. But the other side of the argument, the realistic take, I guess, is that game was an outlier. You know, there are 8, 9, 10 other games that kind of counter what we learned in that one game. And they just don't have a third scoring option right now that's confident enough to be that third scoring option. There's certainly talent offensively, but, I mean, we just have not seen it in months, but it feels like years.
Thanks, Michael. Over the weekend, the IU wrestling team picked up one of their biggest wins in recent years when they hosted number 25 Stanford. Our Stephen Walker has the recap.
During a physical loss to Rutgers on Friday, head coach Angel Escobedo noticed some concerns in the attitude of his team. He sat them down Saturday, gave them a little speech, and assured them with the right attitude and mentality, they can beat anybody in the country.
I said, look at how many matches and how many dual meets were upset last night. You know, I said, did we have one? And they said no. I said, well, tonight is a great opportunity to have that. Why can't we be the team to upset, a ranked individual?
Escobedo's message resonated with the team as they got a lead early and never looked back en route to a 30-7 rocking of 25th ranked Stanford. Kyle Lewig started IU off with a big 7-2 decision. Later, senior Jake Danishek upset his opponent at 157, and Bryce Martin continued his dominant tear with his second straight major decision. 3 consecutive Hoosiers would win via decisions before Buddy Conley defeated his opponent in sudden victory, igniting the crowd. Then it was Elijah Oliver's turn. Oliver put a huge exclamation point on the night as he pinned his opponent, the 20th ranked in his class, in the last duel of the night. Wilkinson Hall absolutely erupted, and Oliver was understandably overcome with emotion.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I couldn't really control myself. I was just so in the moment. It just was kind of a reminder to me, I'm still just as good as I was when I first came in here. It definitely was a big confidence booster. And like I said, I'm going to use this momentum.
Indiana continues its slew of ranked opponents when it takes on 3rd-ranked Iowa Friday and 7th-ranked Minnesota on Sunday. But if they can hold on to this momentum, then they can continue to shake up the standings. For IUS TV Sports, I'm Stephen Walker.
There it is. Another week of the latest in Hoosier Sports down. If you want to keep chasing IU news, make sure to like the IUS TV Sports Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at IUS TV Sports. Until next time, I'm Auston Matricardi.